Hello, welcome to Facebook Live, Appliance Master Live, I should say. Again, this week I'm Bill, and with me, as usual, is Kari.
Hello, and today we're going to be discussing some tips and tricks to keep your high-efficiency washing machine, both front loader and the top loader ones, working efficiently and up to the standard that you'd expect.
Okay, one of the probably the number one issue we always remind people is you have to use the right detergent, the high energy detergent, but you always end up using less than you might think.
Yeah, I know a lot of people tend to just dump a few glugs directly into the washing machine, but I think you're only supposed to use two tablespoons worth of detergent for a regular size load, and maybe even less with softened water.
Yeah, if you have hard water, you use a little bit more, but with soft water, it's like very little. It's some machines even have a line on there where you fill, but it's, like I said, 2 tablespoons at the most, but again, it varies, but that's generally, you put too much soap in, and it's going to just lead to more buildup of mildew, or mold, mildew, odors, so you got to keep it down to a minimum.
Yeah, I think a good warning sign too is if some of your clothes might be stiff, if you air dry them, that's probably a good sign that you're using too much detergent.
And you can always, like, I know no one probably saves their user's manual, but they're easy to download. You can just search, do a Google search, internet search for it, put your model number in the right user's manual, and you can find it there. So if you want to look at soap, just to be 100% sure.
And then I think each brand has their recommended brand of detergent that they use. But
detergents are the ones from what I remember, generally always say consult the manufacturer, because it gets them the CYA. Another thing that affects front loaders, top loaders, is sometimes you'll have slow fill, and it may take longer to fill up. You might not even notice it, but especially if you have a well, you'll get sediment like smaller than sand even that gets clogged in the screens of the fill hoses.
And then is that something that you would have to replace the whole hose, or can the technician just clean off that little screen?
Yeah, you can clean off the screen. You can replace the hose, whichever's easier for you. But and that's like if there's construction in your neighborhood, if you have city water, it happens all the time. They stir up sediment, and like again, something. If it happens, it could go to the point where it won't fill at all. So you got to get there before that happens. It's not a major problem, but still, it'll take your. If it happens if your cold water is totally blocked off, it will. It may prevent a final rinse. The machine may not even finish if it doesn't fill with cold water. So.
And then what about like the soap compartments that most of the newer machines have with this, where it fills in
on front,
the appliance?
Yeah, front loader washers. Clearly, you can't take the top off. So you put the soap, and you don't put soap inside the machine. You put it into a dispenser, which is looks something like this. I don't know if you can see that. All right. Now the dispenser has. Hold on. This dispenser has a lot of compartments. Like here is the whole dispenser, but there's also a place for bleach, a place for wash, and maybe for a rinse soap or an extended cycle. So there's multiple compartments. And typically, the soap may not always come out of there. What happens is the machine will pump water into this after, during wash cycles. So it may not all come out, especially if you put too much soap in. And so what you do is, this happens to be a Bosch washer, but on this one, the Bosch has and Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, they're all very similar. This one has a button here where if you push the button, and you can pull the whole thing out. You can take it apart. Wash it in your sink, and let it dry, put it back. You should do that as needed. And if you have a lot of buildup in here, you are using too much soap.
And then what about like the detergent pods, like the pre-measured pods that have detergent and...
Yeah, you would put them in the regular wash section of that.
So you'd say don't just throw them in the washing machine
here's
basket?
Oh, no, don't do that. Because you throw any kind of detergent, you throw that and it has direct contact with clothes, is going to the chemicals can discolor your clothes or permanently stain them, because you don't want that high concentrate directly on the clothes. This is just a picture of one of our technicians pressing the button, pulling the tray out. So it's It's fairly easy to do. Something to do, if you have too much free time, you can clean your screens, wash your detergent dispenser.
Now, do those little drawers come out completely for most of the models?
What, the whole
you'd
thing?
say? Yeah.
Oh yeah. It usually has a stop, like any kind of drawer, kitchen drawer. It'll stop, but there's a way to take it out entirely.
Because they probably just take it out and just rinse it off in some warm water.
Yeah, they don't want people just yanking it out all the time, so it only goes out so far.
And then with some other things, I think a few episodes back we had our technician Mike here, and he had suggested wiping off that seal after each use.
Yeah. Well, maybe not each use. That's a little bit much. But yeah, if you want that seal is kind of like has lots of crevices and it has even weep holes at the bottom. So water that gets in there should run out, and that they always get full of lint and clothing debris and who knows what other things.
Pocket goodies.
Pocket treasures.
Yes.
They're you just take a cloth, wipe that out, and if you have keep like a spray bottle of like a bleach, whatever reduced bleach solution, just spray it on there, spray it a rag, wipe it. That'll keep mold and odors from building up in there. But and general practice also on the door is to, when you're finished with the laundry, leave that door open so it can air out.
Otherwise, the water will just kind of sit in there.
Yeah, I mean, the more air gets circulated through, the less likely you'll have of odors and mold and mildew building up. The also inside those crevices, or right in between the drum and the front of that door area, is it's a favorite hideaway for like little socks, small pieces of clothing. So you can run your hand in there and make sure every once in a while you can find your if you're missing a sock, that might be a first place to look.
Are there any other things you could possibly recommend?
I don't know. I mean, we're all I can recommend is, let us know what you think. If you have other questions, or if you, if there's tips you've heard, we'd like to hear them, because they're the one that always eludes me is, because it always seems so bizarre. I guess I'm too old school. Is that the front load machines have to be run through a cleaning cycle. I mean, you have to wash your washing machines. So, and
oh yeah, the cleaning cycle, I think is once a month or every few months, depending on how much you use it?
Yeah, based on how much you use it, and it's you should make it. I mean, again, the manual tells you after how many loads, 50 loads, 100 loads. I don't recall what it is, but most of those cleaning cycles, they're a sani cycle. They'll run at a lot higher temperature, and you can also use one of those aftermarket products like an A-Fresh tablet or whatever.
Those are definitely helpful. I've used those in my washing machine very frequently. So
yeah. Our technicians have them, so don't forget to wash your washing machine. Just one more thing to do in your busy life. Yeah,
and I think the only thing that I could add would be to don't overload it and put too much in your washing machine, because that will definitely cause it to go off balance or
you're going to just
break
wear
something.
Yeah, it's not going to wash as well. I mean, you may do fewer loads. The clothes, the clothes are going to take longer to dry too. If you're going to do, it's easier just to put the right amount in. It's going to be more heavier wear on your machine, so you're going to shorten the life. So,
But I mean, if you have any questions, definitely give us a call. We can more than happy to set up an appointment for a technician to come over and check out your front load washing machine or top load or high efficiency machine.
Or if you would want a technician to do those things that we mentioned, we can do those as well, as check the overall operation, check for leaks, make sure that anything else that might need to be addressed, something part that's starting to fail. So we can do all that for you. Just all you have to do is remember APPLIANCEMASTER.com.
Yeah, or give us a call, 800-752-7123.
Okay, thanks for tuning in this week.